Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Got some more NBA player props we're going to be looking at on PrizePicks for April 4th. So we did cash our slip again yesterday. We hit Shaden Sharp over his points and LeBron over his assists. LeBron was a bit of a sweat, came down the last couple minutes, but it hit. So we're doing pretty solid for April, man. What did we put 5-0? So two that we're going to be looking at here. First one is going to be Tyrese Halliburton, and it's going to be over his 10 assists. So the books, I think, initially had this at 10.5 with minus 135 to go under 10.5. So we get it to drop to 10. And with it being minus 135, it might even drop to 9.5 right before the game. So you might wait to put this in at 9.5. He is going to clear this in 14 of his last 20 games and averaging 11 assists per game. So he clears in 70% of his last 20, averaging 11 per game. Coming off of over, and that comes from over 17 potential assists per game. Catch this right here. Let me pull this up. So the hit rate on this is really good. Solid matchup against Utah tonight. This is set to 10.5. There we go, 70%. So is a solid matchup against Utah tonight. They did play once in February, and he did not hit against them then. But Utah is giving up the second most assists per game to point guards this season, giving up 9.9. First place is only 10, but that is the second most in the league. So giving up a ton of assists all year long. And the Pacers we're kind of riding their momentum right now because they are red hot right now. So the only thing that worries me is the spread on this game. I think Indy is picked to win by like 14, 16. So we kind of hope, you don't get pulled early. But we still see solid minutes from him, 29, 30 plus in matchups that are 14, 15 point matchups. So should be an issue. This is a number that we've seen him get pretty quickly. Maybe we can catch this early in the third quarter, maybe halfway through the third. So that will be pick number one. Pick number two, we're going to take a look at. Man, I've gone back and forth all morning with this one. We'll talk about the pros and cons, though. We'll be very transparent about it. This one's going to be up on the popular tab. I think it's third right here. Mark Williams, over 9.5 rebounds. Mark Williams has been a monster on the boards, so there's that. He clears this in 14 of his last 20 as well, and 20 of his last 30. He is averaging 11.3 rebounds per game, coming off of almost 17 rebound opportunities per game. Now, we don't have any head-to-head history against Sacramento, which is the matchup tonight. Don't have any game logs amongst them too, but Sacramento is giving up 15 rebounds per game to opposing centers. Now, all those are good. The only downside to this is the over-under is 216. That is the only downside to this, is that there might not be a ton of shots, but with that being said, Charlotte is one of the worst shooting percentage teams in the league. So a lot of missed shots. So that helps for maybe a few offensive boards. You might take a look at Sabonis over 13.5 boards, but a few offensive boards here. Sacramento is 12th in shooting percentage. So those are the two cons, is that Sacramento doesn't shoot the ball terribly, and the over-under is pretty low, meaning that there's not expected to be a ton of shots going up. So those are the two downfalls. We talked about all the goods. The hit rate's great. Minutes are solid. Rebound opportunity is good. Sacramento is giving up well over this line. So this one's more of a dice roll. You're kind of just, putting your faith into Mark Williams and not so much into the numbers. But I think it's still a solid spot here against Sacramento. So that will be the two picks. Mark Williams over 9.5 boards, and Tyrese Halliburton, who has disappeared off the slip, over 10 assists. So let's see if we can keep it pushing, man. Like I said, doing pretty solid so far here in April. So keep it rolling, and I'll catch you on the next one. Good luck. Later.